Welcome to Skedlive. It's Monday, October 7th. I'm Vandita Kumar. Here's what's making news now. Today marks the first anniversary of the Hamas-led attack that killed more than 1,000 people and led to the abduction of 250 Israelis. Ceremonies and protests were held in Jerusalem and the southern area of Israel this morning, beginning around 6:29 a.m. local time, the hour when the attack started last year. The war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza has become the deadliest in the century of conflict between the two. More than 40,000 Palestinians and about 1,200 Israelis have died. The war has now expanded into a regional conflict among Israel and the Hamas allies, leading to Israel's invasion of Lebanon. Humber students living in residence will lead a protest about mandatory meal plans this Thursday. Students are demanding the mandatory meal plans become optional. Cost, slow service, and poor food quality are listed as the main reasons students are dissatisfied. Chartwell's, the food company that provides the meals on campus, says it's open to student dialogue. The company says inflation and food costs across the industry have had an impact. Director of Humber Communications, Emily Millick, says food forums tomorrow and Wednesday will give students a chance to express their concerns. Read Skedline reporter Della Dorkina's full story on skedline.com. U.S. Vice President and Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris has made an appearance on the latest episode of Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy podcast. Harris and Republican candidate Donald Trump are battling for the youth vote. Skedline special correspondent Jack Rayner has the latest details. Jack, when did the candidates start pursuing the online influencers?
Yeah, thanks, Vandita. So this really all began back in August when Donald Trump started appearing on podcasts and live streams. He was on the Aiden Ross live stream. He appeared on the Logan Paul podcast. He also appeared on Theo Vaughn's podcast. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, has really been more relying on traditional endorsements. She, of course, famously got the endorsement from Taylor Swift after the debate and had the endorsement from Charlie XCX. And she'd really been relying on a strong memeing campaign over the last few months.
So what changed with the Harris campaign?
Yeah, so Harris had been trying to get onto a lot of these larger platforms for the last month or so that had a really large youth audience, but hadn't had much success. She had tried to reach out and get onto the KaiSnet live stream, but hadn't been able to. So this really marks the first time that she had been able to get in front of young voters.
Why are campaigns pursuing the young vote so aggressively?
Yeah, so between 2016 and 2020, we saw an 11-point increase in young voter turnout. These young voters are going to make up a sizable portion of the convincible voters in a lot of these major swing states, which will decide the election. How big these young voter groups will be and how much effect they will have on the election, we just won't see until Election Day.
Thanks, Jack. One of the latest TikTok trends has inspired people to become more conscious of their spending habits. Skedline reporter Aaliyah Marco Omene and Brianna Alexander Thomas talk about how people are embracing quote-unquote underconsumption core.
I personally love the underconsumption core trend. I have a Switch and I've had it for 7 years and I refuse to get rid of it. And there's been like several remakes of the Switches. I don't believe in like iPhone culture and needing the newest of everything. If people thought of it that way, then I feel like it would force companies to make higher quality products.
To listen to more of the podcast, be sure to check it out, SkedPod, on our website. With the latest in entertainment, here's Victoria Hincapie Gomez.
Thanks, Vandita. Jenny Folk, a visual and digital arts Humber graduate, is among students at Lakeshore campus who showcased their work in Nuit Blanche last weekend. Her collaborative installation piece for this year's theme, Bridging Distance, is called Intertwine, and it's made of threads representing connections people may have between different times and places in their lives. Folk says it was very exciting to work with her classmates and be part of the exhibition. Student attendees say it is inspiring to see their fellow students be able to show off their accomplishments. Read Skedline reporter Adrian Glazer's full story on skedline.com. Enjoying a night out in the city has become a luxury for some. On top of spending money on concert tickets and transportation, people are finding out other alternatives when it comes to food and drinks. Kylie Grovet says she tries to avoid spending money on concessions at concert venues. However, she says that being in that environment always leads to her caving and spending more money on snacks and drinks. Read Skedline reporter Pretty Mahi's full story on skedline.com. Commerce Fashion Law Society team offers a community space where two fields unite. President of the Fashion Law Society, Emilia Thompson, says her fashion industry analysis class in the Bachelor of Commerce and Fashion Management program inspired her to start the club. The Fashion Law Society has 20 members who meet once a week in the Fashion Institute or other places within Lakeshore campus. In their socials, they tackle timely cases involving fashion law and fashion trends. Fashion Law Society Vice President Claire Bogert says her favorite part of being Vice President in the society is having a sense of community. Read my full story on skedline.com. I'm Victoria Encapia Gomez. Back to you, Bandita.
Thanks, Victoria. I'm Vandita Kumar. Thank you for watching. Watch Skedlive, Skedpod, and all of our coverage on skedline.com. Until next time.